it's gonna be interesting to see. Once again, chat, whoa, we've got big money on the pancakes.
Yeah,
36,000 points total on the pancake side. If you put bets in on the Hush Puppies right now, you could get an absolute bargain in terms of the odds.
Yeah. Solely 77 dropped 17,000
Wow.
bones. And you know, there's 9 voters, so I guess the rest of them like rounded that out there with the rest of the 36K or the 20K on top of it. But game 1 about to start here. The Rev Ash comes out first from Donnie's squad. A very aggressive comp to begin this year.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what guns we're going to see. We've seen a lot of RE45 classes, and once again, we're going to see it. Donnie with the Hemlock RE, while Nate is going to be running R301 car. On the other side, Jimena also running the 301 class, and Wyatt in classic fashion, Volt PK, no range.
No range is like not a problem. I like, you know, when we're doing this, but I just feel like RE, how are you not playing the RE? Okay, now Ballistic Conduit is a combo that I think that could be one of the best TDM comps we've seen.
Absolutely. Wyatt is going to go down to 1 shot, but is able to get the ultimate regen, and it didn't matter anyway because he did have the Conduit Q on him. The Conduit is deadly in TDMs. Ultimately, she's a character that can really swing the tide of these fights. You take some crack damage, it doesn't matter. She's able to replenish it immediately, and if Wyatt can get a good Whistler while that happens, they could be able to push off of it.
Are there no bats in TDM?
I believe there's bats.
Is that new?
I
see them all hitting cells. So
no, Don's got a bat, so yeah, I think that
Okay.
the other side, maybe they're just popping cells. I don't know if that's intentional or not, because there is a pretty large gap here between the teams, so it's not like they're going to like swing you immediately. Whistler.
Another Whistler.
Yeah, did hit Nate. Took some of the damage. The swing's going to come out. Nate with a tether onto Wyatt, but he has to reload his car as he swings in.
Oh, but he hits the 108.
Donnie, though, 1 shot. Going to try to launch away. Jimena full health. Can she get the kill? She does, and that is a 2-for-1 early swing for the pancakes.
Yeah, big play by Wyatt to get that shotgun out. You know, maybe like, see, because they're all controller players, I'm thinking they want to sit on the RE, but the 108s from the freaking PK this season go crazy.
Yeah,
I also tried the RE today with the nerf. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Yeah, a little bit less ammo, but I don't think the recoil is very hard to control at all.
No, yeah, I've seen some people say they didn't really notice the recoil at all. Ultimately, the mag size thing is just going to make it so that if you are a little less accurate, you might get punished a bit more in fights, but the RE is still incredibly strong. The pancakes are taking some damage here, but the Conduit is able to help him overcome that. Donnie going to back up with that Revenant. The Donnie and Nate combo of Rev and Ash, I feel like is very interesting because they can cross space incredibly quickly as a team. I thought they might go for the Watson angle because I feel like the Rev is not the greatest on this map because there's not a lot of great height that like his climb is going to be useful for since they have banned the top of Zoo Station. As I say that, Nate going to get the kill onto Jimena. Takes some big damage himself. We've got Donnie versus Wyatt in a 1v2 as Nate comes in as well. Nate, though, the Whistler does hit him. Big damage from Wyatt onto both of them.
Yeah, Wyatt did a lot to like hold him off there and get Jimena back. She hits the Q. She unfortunately loses her 1, but Wyatt might be able to clean this up here and keep them close together.
Wyatt just trying to hit the door, ends up hitting Donnie, and is able to clean up the kill, but Nate gets the trade. We're going back and forth in this one early.
We are. Wyatt's already got 1,100 damage.
Opponent is close.
Yeah, pretty balanced damage from both teams in terms of the total leaderboard right here. I would like to maybe see the pancakes be a little more aggressive together. It feels like they've been a bit separated on a lot of these early fights. Trying to take a little bit different angles because they don't have any movement, right? The Ash and Rev, they can move everywhere. So if you're separated, that gap can get closed really quick. Jimena going to do some early damage. Wyatt going to get cracked, though. Donnie and Nate having to stop him, pop some bats.
See, this is where Wyatt shouldn't be popping the bat, though. Like, he's got that full charge, and if they're popping bats and they know that they've cracked them, that's when he needs to put the pressure on, use his Whistler, and get them kind of scared.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like with the Conduit, the big difference is, okay, if they crack us and we crack them, we just pop that Conduit Q and push because you know you have a guaranteed advantage right there. And like you just said, I think that's a scenario where they need to be doing that. Kate and Donnie just chucking nades, trying to hold off a potential push in this building. Playing a little
Looks
more
like this is what
reserved.
they're doing right now. They are batting no nades. Got no Q either.
Amena able to come in and get the kill onto Donnie, but Nate with that Ash Dash able to catch up and get the trade. We've got Wyatt
Yeah,
cracked.
Wyatt's gonna go down here.
The Whistler could be big here, though. Big damage from Wyatt, and he's able to win the 1v1 despite being at a health disadvantage, and it wasn't even because of the PK. That said, Donnie coming in to try to get the trade. Big damage from Wyatt. Can Hameda clean this up? She's able to.
Clean up. Neck and neck game right here. Wyatt there tries to shoot the Whistler, shoots it past Nate, manages to get the kill, which is impressive, but kind of remnants of his play with the ray gun, where instead of shooting the floor for the area of effect, he shoots and misses the Whistler.
Yeah, Wyatt not very good when it comes to the ray gun. Doesn't know about the splash damage, so he tried to hit the zombies head on, and he was missing quite a few shots in our Easter egg runs. Unfortunately, that seems to be still plaguing him in DMR. Got the Pancakes moving up towards the middle as the Hush Puppies are playing on the height here. That Ash tether is going to delay their push ever so small amounts. Wyatt is going to go down. That's good team play from the Hush Puppies. Good damage from Hameda, but she's not able to capitalize on it as she is in a 1v2 and does not have her Q available for this fight. She's going to get swung, but is able to get the kill on the Nate. Oh no, and Donnie.
Oh, no.
He was trying to capitalize on the damage that Nate had put out, but he wasn't able to find Jimena, and Wyatt had regrouped with her by that point, and he was not able to escape, got caught out himself as the Pancakes take a lead.
Staying alive. I thought she would have needed to use ult, and she didn't even have to burn it. She was able to somehow stay outside. And I think actually going inside for Nate and Donnie is not a good idea, because their abilities can't get them across gaps as easy.
Yeah, I would agree.
Ult, to the second height, the middle height.
Yeah, this is the highest point that I believe is allowed on Zoo Station. Cannot go up into that second floor. I think smartly, like you said, not great for the other team to go inside, but for the Pancakes, with the limited amount of movement they have, they don't want to be playing in a lot of open space. So they're going to try to play inside this building, and it could be even a hopeful bait, because if they can get the other team to come inside, that conduit ult could do massive damage if they get stuck in it.
Wyatt throwing some strategic nades out into the open. Don't know what he saw, but he saw something that felt those nades had to be placed there. Mind you, now Nate drops right into the spot where...
Did he really? Did he?
Oh. Well, he didn't get hit by them, but it was like after the nades were dropped, and he dropped on it. It was just like... It's like maybe Wyatt's anticipated too early. And we're at a stalemate here.
Yeah, it's interesting too, because Jimena did burn her ult. I think she maybe thought that she was going to hear a potential drop happen. As I say that, Nate does drop and does get ticked by that conduit ult. If he tries to back up whatsoever, he's going to walk into it. Is able to escape just a little bit. Nate was just hoping they would walk out with that tether. As Donnie on the other side, able to get some good angles, but it doesn't matter because Nate goes down. Good team shooting from the Pancakes.
Oh my god, but a big play by Donnie to get that kill there. The ult does help him stay alive.
Yep.
He was still at a healthy disadvantage, but he managed to outgun Wyatt there.
Chank, I don't understand. They are like selling a lot. I really don't get it.
I've been noticing that. I don't know if it's because they're thinking, oh, we have the conduit, but
well,
it's just
even
Wyatt. The meta switched to bats.
It's weird because the reason he's saying that is Nate was selling. Nate popped 2 cells when he could have just popped a bat, and he actually only had 1 HP left. Obviously, it didn't matter because he was able to die. He died anyway, and it didn't seem like he did a ton of damage on the other side. So, but that 1 HP, I mean, it could have been a big difference maker because he didn't end up popping a 3rd cell. So I'm not sure why these teams are popping the cells, especially when they've got plenty of time to try and get a bat off. We've once again reached another standstill. The Pancakes with a clear adjustment to try to hold the interior of this central building.
I just think this map might be one of the hardest of the maps that we have for the Ash and Revenant.
Yeah.
Because what they want to be able to do is get a crack and then like ult or jump on them, but there's just no no one's gonna be in that space to do it. They're just sitting above each other, so their abilities are kind of like not doing anything.
Yeah, we talked about this last matchup about the in-game swaps. As you mentioned that, I would really, I think, love to see the Catalyst get brought out, or a Rampart. Yeah, a character
owning the doors. That's why I was thinking Rampart. You just place your ults or walls in front of the doors.
Yeah, and that's why I was thinking Catalyst, because you can take control of them now. They can't open them, but I think actually the Rampart might even be better because you use the shield to knock those doors off. You put the Rampart wall in front of it, and now you've just got free real estate to pop some shots on them. I would love to maybe see an in-game swap here from the Hush Puppies. That said, it is still a close matchup. They are by no means out of it.
5 gifted if they swap characters.
Oh, wow, chat. 5 gifted.
5 gifted.
I don't think Donnie's streaming,
it's
so...
not happening.
I don't think Donnie's streaming, but I believe Jimena is, so someone could maybe go to her chat and tell her. Well, actually, no, because she's on the team that doesn't need to. It's Donnie's team.
To switch the characters. I was going to drop 5 gifted to grab my banner.
No, yeah. And that's a Hush Puppies thing. So 5 gifted if they can, but it seems like nobody's going to be able to tell them. Brian, don't you go in their chat and snitch.
If I find out someone snitched, the gifted's not happening.
In fact, I'm pulling up the Discord right now. I'm going to look at their voice channel. Make sure that he doesn't go in there. Hold on, let me move it so chat, I can still see you.
Well, that would be huge competitive integrity if someone tells them to switch, though.
Yeah, exactly. That would be a scandal in itself.
Yeah, that's why it's not going to just Donnie's channel. It's going to the Grab My Banner. It's more for the viewers to get here. And they do get to swing on both doors, catch Jimena out. And now Donnie and Nate moving in, go for the close here. Donnie 1 HP, Wyatt almost takes him out, but instead they get 2. It's 10-9.
It was a very surgical push from the Hush Puppies. It took a lot of time for them to claim the interior of that building, but they were able to get the 2-0 sweep on that engagement. They've now taken the lead.
I think I do like it for Wyatt and Jimena though to not go, because I think on the outside, I think that they might have the mechanics to outgun these guys a little bit better and like then push with them with the ult and such.
Yeah, I would like to see them be a little bit more aggressive than they have been so far.
Plus the taunt.
Yeah, as Donnie gonna get big damage, but he goes down to 1 shot himself. Both Donnie and Nate are cracked. This is another moment where Wyatt is batting. I'd really love to see them get aggressive off of that conduit queue.
Wait, both of them swung Wyatt with like 50 HP. I missed if Jimena like had got opening damage, but they both swung him and he just gets easy free kills.
No, they both swung Wyatt. Jimena was on the backside. I was watching from her POV. She did get a little bit of damage onto, I believe it was Donnie who came in second, but that was just Wyatt winning his fights right there.
Yeah, he was 1 HP. Luckily got the bat off.
Pancakes do take the lead. Ballistic ult is going to be popped. Nate just trying to back off. Wyatt trying to make the push. Conduit Q does come out.
Yeah, I like the angle he's taking out. He's taking his one with Donnie.
There
and he
you go.
Him. And he's got the shotgun out there, just smelling blood right now. He's shaking down. You'd think he would try to reload the Volt.
Wyatt doing a good job getting angles.
Oh, he shuts the door on Nate as Nate tries to ult out. He just slams it in his face.
Unfortunately, though, Jimena on the backside did go down. Donnie was able to spawn in time and get a good pick to keep this lead only to 2. This game is going back and forth. It's definitely a slower paced one, but these teams, when they do engage, I mean, they're trading leads.
Big Whistler hit right now. Wyatt did some damage. Jimena pops the ult. I don't think you bat here. I think he just puts the pressure on. You got the Whistler and you got about 40 damage down, so that's almost a crack. The blue shield. Donnie pops the ult.
But that
9 seconds, no Whistler. Like when Donnie and Nate back in here, I think he has to wait for his Whistler, so one of them gets caught in it.
Ult does get shredded by Jimena, but the door gets closed. I think Jimena was trying to just save herself, but Wyatt ran through the inside.
My guy Wyatt shut it on himself.
He might have.
I'm pretty sure he did. I think he tried to slide through and shut it as he slid through, but he just mistimed it.
I'm not really sure what he was doing going into that building. Watching from his POV, it seemed like he wanted to push, but Nate had a good crossfire to make sure that he couldn't get up in front of Donnie. It seems like he should have just tried to regroup with Jimena from the outside, and if they were going to swing, do it together. Because when he went inside, if Jimena swung at the exact same moment onto Donnie, I feel like they could have maybe got the kill, but just a little bit of indecisive there from the Pancakes.
the ability, I guess what I don't say is efficiency. That's a new term we're talking about. The ability efficiency is suboptimal from, I think, Wyatt and Jimena. If they just time it better together, I think they'd actually be cooking Nate and John.
Yeah, big shots from Jimena. She was cracked, was able to win that 1v1 versus Nate. That said, Wyatt does go down. We've got a 1v1, Donnie and Jimena on the inside of this building. Jimena, though, does have the health advantage. She did pop one shield cell. Both of them using RE45s. Nate does regroup.
She had to disengage before Wyatt. He went down first. She kills him, but Wyatt gets back and he gets Nate. And Jimena's still alive, and Donnie's now dipping. Seeing that Wyatt gets back, what a turn of events.
Both of their teammates respawned and got on the inside. It seemed like Nate got in there a little faster, and they tried to get Jimena really quick, but I think that played into her favor as Wyatt was able to get a cross angle and get that elimination onto Nate.
Yeah, I thought she was dead. I thought Nate had the angle. I did not see Wyatt that close.
Yeah, I mean, he came in late. Literally, the moment that Nate died was Wyatt coming into the door right in that moment, so... Wyatt Jimena gonna back up to the outskirts, not wanting to engage with that middle building. That said, the ballistic ult does come out. They're gonna swing. Wyatt climbing up to that height with that Peacekeeper. Big 84 and a 72 onto the other. Both players cracked. Wyatt, though, goes down to one shot. Jimena's able to get the kill onto Don, and Nate now just trying to back up. Oh, I thought Jimena was going to chase. She is. She's going through the portal.
She's going. He's got the nade.
But a big nade from Nate. Nate able to get the kill there. Wyatt now with a 1v2.
Right outside the door. So it was unfortunately going to be probably a GG for her no matter what, which sucks because I do like the push there. I like that aggression that we were talking about earlier.
I think she might have got a dead slide on that roof because it looked like she wanted to jump into it and then didn't do it on the first jump attempt and then went in with the second one. I wonder if she got a dead slide and didn't want to just like fall off and miss it. It delayed her push ever so much, which led to that nade being even more effective.
By swinging from the back, this is where I think if he catches Nate in that corner there, he puts down the Whistler. Instead, he shoots it on the backside. I don't think he knows Nate's in that corner. I don't think either of them do.
Yeah, Nate trying to rat it out, but a good nade to try and see if there's anybody there. Forces him to move. Nate with a big crack onto Jimena, but she does have the Q. Wyatt, though, chows the other side. And now Donnie in a 1v2. He gets swung and he's not able to get the kill. I mean, talk to me about that play right there because I actually didn't see it from Wyatt's perspective.
Oh, that was perfect crossfiring from both of them. Wyatt had the door, like Jimena cracks. So Wyatt's in a 1 against Donnie.
Yeah.
Jimena cracks Nate. He stops shooting Donnie and loses 1 to kill Nate. Then Donnie has to ult. Jimena hits a perfect Q right there. She opens the door, cracks Donnie while he's looking at Wyatt. Wyatt now shoots Donnie as Donnie turns to fight Jimena. It was just perfect. The other two had nothing they could do.
Yeah, it feels like the Pancakes have gotten into their groove. We were talking about them not really fighting as a team early on. It seems like they have fixed that for the most part. That said, the swing comes from Nate, and it doesn't matter. Jimena once again with those conduit cues, absolutely saving her life.
2 minutes ago, I said suboptimal. Now it was just textbook, every single one.
Yeah, I mean, this is game 1. They're probably just having to get back into the swing of things. Yeah. The Hush Puppies now with a tall task, having to get 5 kills straight, no deaths if they want to win this game. The Pancakes, though, with that conduit, man, it's just so difficult to capitalize on that damage. And especially with the way that Wyatt and Jimena are playing these cross angles, you really can't aggress onto them whatsoever. It's putting the Hush Puppies in such an awkward situation because they're getting good opening damage, and it feels like in the way you play Apex, that's when you swing, but they just can't.
Can I just quickly talk about the fact that Jimena is on a no-scope Hemlock? When did that happen, and what am I watching?
Maybe she doesn't like the 2 times. Who knows?
Hey, that I think is that is crazy. I think it's the worst iron sight in the game. Absolutely psychotic stuff we're seeing out here. I think she's playing with them is what's happening. She wants to get the last kill with the no-scope Hemlock.
I mean, listen, we saw David playing with his food last game, and, you know, maybe it runs in the family. Maybe Jimena here is also trying to style on them a little bit, saying, listen, I'll dome you from range with no scope on this gun. Wyatt gonna take some big damage, but the Hush Puppies not really in a spot to capitalize on it, as they are quite far away. That said, Nate does have Ash ultimate, so if they can get another good crack, especially if they can get a crack onto the Conduit Q shield, we might see them try to port up and take a fight here. Surely after this game, the Conduit's gonna get banned, right?
I was about to say the same thing, because I just looked at the damage, and both Donnie and Nate have over 3K.
Yeah.
And it's just like, when you're putting out that much damage and not able to finish kills, I know those two are just frustrated at the fact that shields are coming up in their face.
Yeah, it's
what
been
round
very
did Conduit
impressive.
go in?
She was the 101, the first overall pick, which rightfully
sense,
so.
Which is fair. I think Wyatt learned a lot from that one TDM we did.
Yeah. That said, something that I'm going to find very interesting, not to look too far ahead, but is next week's matchup, because I feel like the one thing that can deal with Conduit could be a Caustic. So stay tuned next week for that potential exciting matchup. The Hush Puppies just trying to play slow. Nate misses his tether, takes massive damage, and Wyatt is able to get the kill.
Yeah,
that is 20 to 15. That is the game, ladies and gentlemen. Quick scoreboard recap. Donnie with a 4K, 10 kills. Nate with 3K, 5 kills. Meanwhile, Wyatt with 4,500 damage, 13 kills, and a Jimena with almost a 3K, 7 kills herself. We need some more emotes for some of these teams, but if you also have any suggestions for ways that people can spend their channel points, I don't think, yeah, they haven't added any custom channel points rewards that people can redeem. So if you have any suggestions, go put it in the GMB cord.
He has Watson. So you're telling me Donnie has Watson, Cat, and
Yes.
Rampart? The full defensive code. So honestly, it didn't even really matter who they banned. He had someone who can control that center area. So maybe getting rid of the Ash is good, so that this way you get rid of the dash and dealing with like that movement. So
yeah,
that could be a decent play there, because yeah, banning one of the other ones just doesn't matter. Wyatt goes with the Wraith though, which he can possibly use that Q aggressively to try and get through the fences, drag them out, and then Jimena can shoot from the walls. But they have to get center first. Donnie's a little bit slow. And Wyatt does take the center control first. Donnie puts down his fences. And we're going to be here for a minute.
Yeah, I'm interested in this Pancakes lineup because they're not playing Ballistic whatsoever. They banned Conduit, right?
They banned Conduit, no Ballistic, right. But I do like the Bloodhound. And they're already bringing out the nades to break the doors. Who has Fuse? Do they have Fuse? Or
Fuse was played on the last matchup. I believe it is the Balls, Kyle's team, that has the Fuse. I'm interested in the Wraith pick. I do wonder if, like you said, it's very much so they know that they're going to be playing a defensive legend comp on the other side. So the Wraith is maybe, hey, we can try to portal through some of these things to get to the other side. Otherwise, I don't know if I love Wraith in this 2v2 scenario. I mean, she's good at getting out, but I don't feel like she's the greatest.
If Wraith is just going to be used as like a retreat option, I don't think it's going to be the best.
Yeah.
They're already trying to go and wrap around. I would not give up the center to the Watson, but we're going to have to see, because like if Nate and Donnie see this, they just walk through the door and they have full mid control, and then like there's just not much they can do.
Yeah, Nate already pinging that they've wrapped around onto their low ground. In terms of guns, we got Longbow Flatline for Jimena, R9 PK for Wyatt, Longbow Class for Nate as well, and then a Volt Havoc for Donnie.
Donnie's already moved in the middle and putting up fences on every door. Now, the only thing is he didn't put fences on the one door where they're at. So now they actually can walk through. Yeah. And they've just backed themselves up into the other building. But again, the fences are on the outside, and Donnie, I don't think is going to venture that he's got to put down the fences on this side. Instead, he peeks out and he catches Wyatt. He baits him in.
Maybe that's what they were trying to do, because that was, I don't know if it was intentional. Wait. As Jimena was able to rat Nate, she didn't know where he was, and she's able to get the kill. Donnie now trying to get the trade here. And Jimena almost gets the kill. But Wyatt, he could have came and killed Donnie, but he got stuck because the Watson fences. Just go through it, man. Your Wraith. Q through. Oh, no.
He also has a nade. He could have broke the door. That's so funny that we were just talking about those fences being on the wrong side, which then baited Wyatt out, and then Wyatt spawns on that door and can't get through because they're on the other side still.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if it's intentional that they did that, but they very clearly timed the opening of the door when Wyatt was shooting the fences, which was smart. If you're going to see him shoot the fences, with that R9, it doesn't have a big mag size. You have to do 100 damage to it. Swing out the moment that he shoots. As Wyatt almost beams Donnie. Donnie having to back away. Goes down to only 50 health.
But they already broke him. Donnie's not got an ult yet down. Does Donnie even have ult?
I don't know.
I feel like he should have it at this point.
He does.
He's got to move into the middle and just put an ult here, because if not, they're just using the ace to break the fences, but he does a big 132 to Wyatt.
Nate gonna pop the Revenant ult.
And here comes the
ult gets placed.
Dawn's fences don't connect.
Nate taking a lot of damage. And they're not swinging off of this Revel usage. I would have liked to see them be a little more aggressive, to be honest.
And Wyatt is backing up with him, and he leaves Jimena alone to just die.
And he dies himself. And this is why I don't love Wraith in this 2v2 format. I love her in terms of the normal Battle Royale. She offers you a lot more when it comes to the movement through the portal, right? But in the 2v2, she doesn't really give you much. All she gives you is that Q, and if you're using it to run away while your teammate is still alive, you're hanging them out to dry, like we just saw right there.
Yeah, the only way you can use Q with Wraith in the 2v2 TDMs is you have to use it as a way to bait yourself out, especially because you can cancel it now, right? Like you don't have to let it go the full distance. You just pull it out and you cancel it while your teammate moves in. Especially because, like, there's still ways that with nades they can break these fences. So
absolutely,
it's not like these fences are like fucking locked down, super secure. Right now, Wyatt, if he were to Q through, Jimena then walks out, that's the only way. It's a risky play, though. It definitely is. And Donnie's beaming this guy. Oh, and Wyatt does it, but he just goes to the other side. Drops support. They push him. And they don't fully infiltrate. See, now, as Wyatt does that, I want to see maybe one of them move up and break the fences and try to move into the middle.
In terms of other potential characters that Wyatt and Jimena have, they've got Mirage and Lifeline, and then obviously the Ballistic that we saw last game. I feel like the Mirage would be interesting because obviously, you know, you walk through the Watson fences, you could maybe try to bait some stuff out. I mean, it's not the most effective strategy, but I would even rather prefer the Ballistic, honestly, over the Wraith right now. I mean, it's interesting what Wraith could do, but I just feel like it's not effective enough.
I think Ballistic, just for the sole fact that, like, the Whistler will, like, be able to stop them from shooting. Nate's getting aggressive here, though. You know, leaving the center as the two wrap on the backs here.
Troy, what do you mean when you have no faith? In the Wraith pick, yes, I have no faith. In the Pancakes, I absolutely have faith. They just won game 1. 5 gifted if Wyatt gets off the Wraith. Okay, we'll hold you to it, Bam Bam. Good shot from Nate.
Make that, actually, just do 4 gifted Bam and do that 2 to the AJ Hawk and then 2 to Jungle. GW.
Jimena does go down to 1 shot. Wyatt trying to hold him off.
A jump on the flank. He hits the roof, though. Does Wyatt know that he's here?
Wyatt's dead. Donnie was able to swing up and hold him off, and Jimena goes down as well. This Watson has completely changed the way that this game is playing because they're able to control the pace fully.
Yeah. Once I saw Core, I just knew it was gonna happen. Every Core game is played out like this. I'm pretty sure Brian made a living off of freaking locking down these doors on Catalyst last season. So
yeah, it really does blow my mind that Catalyst was undrafted last season and drafted so low. I mean, we saw the Hush Puppies get Catalyst, I believe, in the 4th or 5th round. It's just crazy because in terms of a straight up 2v2, she really does feel like one of the strongest potential characters you could have in this game. Good shots from Wyatt. He's going to Q through those fences like you talked about earlier. The problem is Jimena's not going to be able to do anything about it. Nate didn't see the Q come out, and Wyatt's able to get the kill. Donnie does get the crack onto Wyatt after he killed Jimena, and Donnie able to get a good two-piece
Donnie's
for
having
himself.
a big game here. He's having a big game.
Donnie's having a very big game. I can't believe Nate didn't see Wyatt Q behind him. It didn't matter ultimately because Donnie was able to win his 1v1 against Jimena, but things could have got real dicey if Donnie didn't get that kill because he would have been pinched.
I was watching Nate. He just missed it, but then he did see Wyatt. He was just mid-bat pop.
Who's on the free character list? I believe it's Valkyrie Gibby as Nate gets picked off by Wyatt's scout. Wow, that was brutal. I believe
The
it's...
Valk might be a little bit better to try and use the Q to break the fences. So you don't have to waste your nades or like you have on cooldown. But like, then again, the ult is down. It's like, it's very like, it's time specific. And Wyatt goes for the aggressive Q again. And it's just tough. Like there's always that delay where he's got to come on a Q and then hope he can just win his one against Donnie. And right now it's just not working. Donnie's so good. And Jimena's always in that zone. She does steal one kill here though. It is 10-4. Wyatt and Jimena, I think, gotta like take a second to think of a different plan. Think about through their character list and who can maybe counter this.
Honestly, what I would really love to see, I think, and this is you're gonna have to time this very specifically. I would love to see a nade be thrown to blow up a fence, and as that's happening, Wyatt is queuing through. So the
and then
moment
Jimena's walking through, like when they're distracted. Yeah, that's what I was trying to describe before. It's just very tough coordination, even if you talk about it.
Yeah, it's Loba. Yeah, Loba's the third character. But yeah, I would really love to see that kind of coordination. Like I said, it's tough to do. It's a very specific plan. And you can't do it too many times because at some point they're going to learn. But at least in terms of opening up a fight, because when Wyatt goes through these fences, when he got that kill on the Nate, he went through 2 different fences, right? So there's no way for Jimena to really back him up when he does that. So he has to win his 1v1.
Now, if we are talking about huge crafting character picks, then put Jimena on the Loba, and then she doesn't have to worry about not getting through the fences. She can also just queue through them herself. Wyatt does it again. They're chasing him. Ports down. Nate being shot in the back. Did Jimena manage to get into the middle? Some of Donnie's fences aren't perfect. They can walk up and shoot them out. When Wyatt's pulling their attention with the ports, they gotta try to be talking about breaking those fences. I wonder what the comms are like. Because a lot of Donnie's fences allow them to get out the door and shoot one.
Yeah.
Oh, and Nate getting taken down to 1 HP? Is this when Wyatt and Jimena take center? They need to move up. They need to be getting center control.
Oh, big 108 from Nate with that longbow. The Pancake's lucky there's no skull piercer right now, or that could have been death. The Hush Puppies once again reclaiming middle. Like you said, the Pancakes just kind of letting them have it.
Yeah, I think they're just getting nervous. I think they're a little bit rattled with like how much the Watson is controlling.
Bam Bam in the chat bringing up that the Loba pick could be interesting from the Pancakes from the sole fact that Nate does have an affinity for looting the Loba ult out in the middle of the open. Could be a good little trap you could place to try and draw Nate out as the Pancakes get swung, and Donnie continuing his big game, able to get both kills. I mean, this Watson has been so impressive.
Wyatt's now onto Wingman and Scout. And that is just not Wyatt guns.
No, that is not whatsoever.
Yeah, 12-4 after last game where it was so close, and then they took the run from them at the end. Like, Wyatt destroying Watson ults when it's on his side.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, what you said about game 1 where we were talking about the catalyst and like maybe you just ban a character that wasn't even played, I feel like if I ever played the Hush Puppies and they didn't play Watson, I would still ban Watson after that game 1. She's just such a good character.
That, it's the thing is like if Cat was here, Cat would be doing the same thing.
True.
They just own the doors. They need a nade to break the doors. Actually, Cat's even a little bit more difficult because she could just keep rebuilding doors, and then they just can't walk through because of Qs. And if Donnie sets the Qs up right, I think they're way harder to shoot out than the Watson fences.
They absolutely can be. That said, I think at least the one like saving grace is you can't put a Q on every single door. I believe she can only have 3 at a time. Where Watson, I mean, you can block all 4 options, and then, you know, what do you do from there, right? Nate gonna send it with that Revolt, being real aggressive. Wyatt once again queuing out, and this is what I'm talking about with the Wraith. sure, maybe you can get out, but your teammate's dead when you do that. They're dead.
I think Wyatt's second guessing a lot of things. Like, he had a good angle. He headshot Donnie for 72, and then he had taken a little bit of damage, about 50. Instead of asking Jimena to move up with him, he completely backs off, and Donnie gives a bat, and Nate just pressure on the set.
Ryan bringing up that she could just use the Qs on certain doors and then, you know, use her passive like to block the other two. But here's the thing, when you fully block the door, it allows the other team to walk up for free. So it's not like as oppressive, right? Because all they have to do is just pop a nade on it. And then if you're going to rebuild it, you got to get real up close to it. So they can, I feel like there's just more counterplay based on the fact, like, if you have no legend like a Fuse or something to deal with it, right? I think the Catalyst is a little easier to deal with in this specific map than the Watson is. I mean, Core feels like Watson's ultimate playground.
Yeah, I'm literally just seeing it that they got no answers.
Yeah.
Honestly, if Donnie played Watson in the first game, I think that they would have even possibly taken that. Because, like, Zeus Station is another map where if you just Watson up the middle area, you got a lot of it locked down with no height in there.
Very true. Very true. White needs to go back to Ballistic to slow the Hush Puppies down a bit. Yeah. I mean, ultimately, this is a gap in the Pancakes game. They don't really have any character that can deal with these controller legends.
Yeah, if I was Wyatt for future weeks, I'd be trying to make a trade for another defensive legend. Even if, like, I don't know if you're going to listen back to this, so this might freaking, unfortunately, cause it not to happen, but you'd have to get one from Donnie. And so try to manage to get one from Donnie, so this way they can combat Donnie. Because the only other one is Caustic, and is that not with David?
That is with
so,
David
like,
and
I don't
Brian.
think David's going to give up Caustic, who's so strong.
Yeah, I don't think that team would give up Caustic either.
We have Newcastle in play.
I mean, ultimately, maybe they don't need defensive legends, but this is clearly a weakness in their lineup, and so they need to find some way to overcome this, whether that be trading for a Fuse or find someone like a Crypto, right? Crypto's a very, you know, unlikable character in terms of these 2v2s, but he could give you at least some valuable utility when it comes to these kind of comps. That said, Donnie, once again, big damage. Nate able to get the kill. Onto Mena, big damage onto Wyatt again.
Wyatt does finally get a kill, though. He has to back up, which allows Donnie to keep the center control, but if there was a way he could have got to mid, that had to be the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's just tough, though, because Donnie didn't take any damage. Wyatt on the other side was cracked,
yeah,
so...
He was not going to be able to, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, they don't even have, like, a Pathfinder or a Ash to go up from the side.
That's actually a really good point that you bring up. I mean, because Wraith, I guess, maybe could try to work, but is there any way to cross to that, like, little underneath area without having to use the flying? I don't think so, right?
No, you need a zip, you need an Ash. Like,
yeah.
Wraith can TP from where she's sitting right here, but they just put Watson fixes on the TP and you're screwed. And one thing Donnie and Nate are doing really good right now, too, is noticing the second that they split to try and do a play, the moment they notice one of them is alone, they're pushing, and they're pushing hard. This might be Wyatt's opportunity right now to get to the middle. He's got to run. He's got to go. Go, Wyatt.
Donnie and Nate are already there. They're already there. Yeah, and Wyatt sees the bad news. Little quick scoreboard check. Donnie with 10 kills, 2,900 damage. Nate only 120 so damage behind. 6 kills himself. You know, for Wyatt, a 3K. But only 3 kills. Jimena with 2 and 1,700. I mean, they're getting damage, but it just doesn't mean a whole lot.
I just seen him get, like, cracks, but then he's just not moving up because he sees the Watson fences. So that's what I'm saying. Like, he gets the cracks. These Watson fences can be shot out. They have nades that they can break him with every time they die, and they're not set up in a way that they can't be shot out, some of them. They're just not even moving up on the cracks. They're just holding that head glitch still.
And I feel like, really, the only option they have is... He's got to be aggressive with this Wraith portal. The moment that he's
moving up.
He is. The moment they get these cracks, I feel like Wyatt needs to play safe, not take the damage if he can, and then try to portal up immediately to have at least an option. Because the portal will sit there for a handful of seconds, right? So if you can at least just get it into the middle and try to capitalize on that, the only problem I see with that strategy is then all Donnie and Nate actually have to do is just back up behind one of the other doors, set some more fences, and boom.
I actually don't even think it needs to be that complicated. Wyatt right there just did 150 damage to Donnie, and he queues out and goes back to the ramp head glitch when all he had to do is bat at the door. He broke the fences. Jimena's watching his cross. he did not need to fall his back. Instead, he falls all the way back. Jimenez forced all the way back, and now they're back in the same position they just were. There's 12 minutes left and a 10-kill difference. I don't even know if there's enough time for them to come back.
You know what I also potentially like to see is maybe why go for a kidnap play. I mean, just get something, right? Try to get them out of their groove, their stronghold here. At least use the Wraith Port for something.
Hey. Oh, and
Wyatt with a kill. Donnie gonna swing it.
They do. Now they can take middle.
Take it.
We're now 8 kills away.
What are they doing?
And I feel like Wyatt's gonna go break the freaking watching gen.
Nope, not breaking it.
He's breaking fences first.
Honestly, I think Jimenez needed to be in here to help break these fences too, because they've left a node on each door, which is going to allow for even quicker setup in the future.
No. Why? Oh, he left one on a couple of. I saw him shoot a couple.
No, he's shooting them, but on the other side of the door, he's left a node on every single one. There's always one node still left, so Donnie can just reconnect to those nodes that are still sitting at the corners.
Let's see how interesting this gets now. Wyatt does have the range that.
Contact with hostile.
He might be able to get some big
Close door
headshots.
here.
They got it. They should have also kicked off the doors, which there's a lot to think, a lot of setup and such, but.
Kyle coming in chat saying, I don't think Wyatt knows he can use his Q while he's in it to jump out of the void. I wonder. I mean, there is a button prompt on screen, but that would also be a very Wyatt thing.
I forget about the button prompt, and I also forget about it because of just years of playing Wraith and not having it. Like, and I haven't mained Wraith in a minute. I forget that you can.
Yeah.
Like, Wraith's been in the game for 6 years now, and unless you're playing her every day, you're not gonna remember that. I think Wyatt just needs to back up and take the little ramp head glitch here and use his scout to get some damage in before so they can capitalize.
Yeah, Nate does find a gold bow check. 16-4 is our score line. Only 4 kills needed for Hush Puppies to close this one out. A massive 12 kills if the Pancakes want to make the comeback here. They're playing very slow. We're at the 10-minute mark left in this game.
Listen, let's move here.
Wyatt setting up a port play. Gonna queue in, maybe go for the kidnap. Misses it.
He's got to take that back immediately after he does that. White
Wait.
face one. Oh, she almost gets Donnie, but instead goes down.
I feel like right there, you know Wyatt better. You think Wyatt knows better. I always shoot out too because of that. Yeah, Casa and Amigos. I don't know. I think that shows right there some inexperience from Wyatt on the Wraith. I mean, we know that this is not a character that has been in his pool, but
yeah,
you got to put that portal behind him.
Yeah, it's got to go behind.
Because they're naturally, I mean, everybody's naturally going to back up, right? They get a little nervous. They see the Wraith coming for it. They try to run away. You just run straight past them, drop that portal, and if you don't get it, you got to go. Like you said, you got to get back into it immediately because you know they're both staring at it.
What do you mean? What does Brian mean that Caustic's still on the table? Is Caustic undrafted?
No, Caustic is on Brian's team. Brian is the GM who owns Caustic. Maybe he's trying to, tease the league, saying that he'll trade it, but I highly doubt it.
I don't believe that one bit.
Pancakes once again playing the slow, just playing their head glitch. Amena does get cracked. Nate comes out and it's going to prevent Donnie and Nate from being able to push.
He's going to die to that thermite. Woo! Now Wyatt has to move up off that. He just sat in it and became a 5-star barbecue roast.
How did Wyatt pop his Q, go through all the fences, and still get stunned by one, bro? Like... oh my gosh. And last game, all he does is pop cells. He has like 15 HP off of his shields. He pops a full bat for it. I mean, like, only Wyatt, man. Only Wyatt. Jimena takes big damage, and Nate is going to be aggressive off of this.
He's pushing up.
I don't think he quite knows where they are. Donnie get a 1v1 Wyatt. It looks like Nate on the other side fighting Jimena. Donnie wins his 1v1. And Nate, where is he climbing to? Did he fall off? No, wait. You can stand there?
What? Let me see.
He climbed up above. I don't know. You could even stand up there. Maybe it's just because I'm in spectator view. It didn't give me the countdown, but he did not get one up there. And that's the game.
Got the last kill. I don't know. Like, Wyatt could have easily killed Donnie there and picked up another kill if he wasn't running the wingman.
Yeah. I don't know why he
But-
swapped to that class. I feel like it just came down to they wanted to poke from that head glitch, but that wasn't the greatest of opportunities. And we talked about it in the pregame. If you put a bet in on the Hush Puppies, the odds were incredible, and the Hush Puppies come out on top.
DMR ending before 2 a.m. my time is crazy.
Yeah, especially since, I mean, we had like a good 30 or so minute delay at the start waiting to get this thing started. So could have actually been done even faster.
Donnie on the cat. My man was stream sniping. Wyatt ballistic. Bloodhound. I do like the Bloodhound more on Skulltown than Core, because Core, you kind of know they're just going to be in one of the tunnels and they're going to be in the middle. Here, it can be huge, especially if you catch them split and then you jump on them. And we got the Revenant cat, so we'll see how this goes if they just try to lock it up inside one of the buildings. It's not going to be as much like last game. The biggest thing Jimena and Wyatt got to do if they want to bounce back here is they just got to keep moving. They got to keep going through the backside of doors, through windows, everything, and just putting the pressure on if these guys try to bunker down.
Absolutely.
And they got to hold on to their nades to use it for the doors.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so we see the Pancakes both running the Volt and Mastiff. And on the other side, Nate running Sentinel 301, and Donnie also running that Volt Mastiff class. So a lot more close range. Nate, though, sacrificing that for some long range, which I don't really love on the Skulltown, especially considering that we've now banned height. He's not going to be able to use that Sentinel as effectively. That said, if he does land a shot, we know that Sentinel can absolutely be game-changing. Got some early control from the cat coming out. Donnie takes massive damage, though. He goes down to one shot. Nate gets cracked as well, but so does Wyatt. They get the kill onto Donnie and Wyatt with a two-piece to start off game number 3.
And you know Wyatt's feeling good after last game going down 2010, starting off with a 2-piece.
Yeah, that's a very big momentum booster. And I feel like immediately you can already see that with the Watson gone, I feel like they don't feel as scared to push, because like you talked about, there was moments where it seemed like the simple existence of a Watson fence made them worried. Like they wouldn't want to push off of it because of the potential stun factor. But with a cat door, it's not going to stun you, right? So you could be a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, Wyatt's getting into it right now already. Let's see. Meta going for the trade.
Good nade.
Donnie's going to blow up his own doors.
Ooh. That Whistler curved like crazy, yeah.
I thought it was going for Donnie. I can't believe I hit Nate behind him. I've never seen that before.
I thought it was going to hit Donnie too. Swerved right past him. Nate does move up. He is already cracked a little bit. The Whistler does expire. Jimena and Wyatt playing really slow. Wyatt has actually moved up into a pretty strong position, and I don't know if Donnie and Nate knew that he was there. Ult's going to get popped, but that Sentinel...
Nate.
Big damage onto Wyatt, and Nate gonna try to send it, but Jimena with a good cross angle. Everybody's cracked.
Oh,
we've got trades.
Can easily get the trade here and win this.
Oh, the Mastiff! Oh, that's just a Mastiff moment. It went 46 and 23.
My gosh, Donnie literally had a sliver of health.
And if that's a PK or she had her Volt reloaded, I think she wins that. But that's just the Mastiff doing what the Mastiff does, being inconsistent. She's so mad from that. She rages. Well, I would rage too. I mean, the Mastiff, man. The inconsistency is just, it's awful. We've got a Brian level Catalyst wall coming out from Donnie. It goes about 4 feet.
Fuck, I'm literally on Donnie and I can't even see it. I missed it.
He literally sent it about 4 feet. I think he was trying to do one, and then they swung him, and he got scared, so he like tried to turn as he did it, but it went literally nowhere.
Hey, listen. It's not about the size of the wall in the fight. It's about the size of the... Wait, what? I forget the saying. I was going to like even try to replicate.
Hey, listen, you tried, you know? The effort's what counts, all right, buddy? Donnie and Nate...
Definitely. Oh, it says about the size of the fight in the wall.
Yeah.
I don't think either had very good.
No.
Is roof allowed?
This roof is allowed. It's just the ultimate height is not allowed, and then there's like a hill that is like over behind the skull that is very tall. It's like basically the height of the skull itself. If you spawn on that hill, you have to leave it immediately, and you can't like go and camp up there. So otherwise, yeah, these 2-story roofs are allowed. You just can't play the stairs or the top of the Ultimate Night.
Now, how would we feel about the fact if Wyatt and Jimena just kept using the scan to run around the map for 25 minutes and win by 1?
I think that would probably be one of the most entertaining episodes of GMB history, because you know that Donnie and Nate would be raging their heads off if they couldn't get a single kill for the next 25 minutes.
Wyatt, oh, he almost overpeaks. Donnie's gonna smell blood here and try to push, but instead he sees Jimena. He does get it. Wyatt goes the opposite direction. He's gonna get caught out. Wyatt gets the trade. 1v1, where does Nate go?
Nate in Revolt. He saw Wyatt, but he doesn't push. Maybe got called back by Donnie, but...
Yeah, I think he wanted to slow him down with the chance that Jimena died first and might have had the quicker spawn. She unfortunately actually did get a really far spawn. She's only getting back into the center now.
Yeah, that might be based off of where Donnie spawned too. He spawned on the opposite side of the map, so that could be him saying, hey, it's likely Jimena's going to spawn on that side since I'm all the way over here. Obviously didn't know. I would like to see... Oh, go ahead.
You say it. I bet you're going to say the exact same thing as me. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think Wyatt, because you mentioned this, he went to the opposite side of where Jimena was holding. I feel like he's leaving his teammate out to dry multiple times. When he gets cracked and is taking this big damage, it's understandable with the Wraith because, like, people just do that when they play Wraith. You queue away. But when he takes this damage and his teammate is full health, he's got to back up to her. You know, get in a spot where you can try to team shoot.
Yeah, in that one scenario, though, I think the problem was Donnie just pushed him. Getting underneath the garage would have been hard because you can't get the slide.
Yeah.
So he had to crouch. Donnie gets her. He kills him. I think it was more so of, like, there, he needed to let Jimena know, like, don't push. I was actually not going to say that. I was going to talk about Wyatt with the Whistler, sometimes shooting them when, like, he's not in a position to engage.
Yeah.
And I would rather him hold on to that and, like, literally use it in their face.
Yeah, I would agree.
Because, like, if you're in a 1v1, they're shooting, you're using their face, because you can shoot at the same time while you shoot it. And then they can't shoot anymore, like, you win the 1v1. It's a free 1v1 winner. Anyways, Jimena's got a good swing here. The door luckily gets shut, so she can't get the kill onto Nate. Now they got the inside.
Donnie does drop to the low ground, gets some good damage. Nate's going to come around from the backside here. But Wyatt...
There we go. This is where I'd like that zoning off.
Wait, what?
They don't think they know.
Gosh, I don't think Wyatt realized where Nate was at first, and yet he was still able to get the kill. Donnie does get the trade, though. He's cracked. Jimena's not. She sees the flesh and is going to potentially try to get the push here. Wyatt's going to spawn out in Narnia, so she's going to be alone. Nate gets a good spawn, and Jimena gets beamed. She's just trying to stay alive, but Donnie's able to get the kill. It's 5-5.
Yeah, that's just so unfortunate to spawn there. It's so tough because it could have been either of them, right? Well, no, Nate... Yeah, no, because Wyatt dies first, so it's actually crazy Nate got the better spawn there.
Yeah.
We got a tie game.
Yeah, Chank, I think Rampart... Honestly, I think all defensive characters are heavily underrated in this league. I think they're incredibly oppressive, and people don't want to use them because they don't want to be called, you know, whatever name in the book is going to be thrown at them for playing defensive. But in a straight-up 2v2, those characters I genuinely think are the best in the game. And Rampart's ultimate is just so good for a mode like this.
I don't know why players in this league would even think that. We've never said anything about players camping or just sitting in a building or sitting on height. We've never commented on that once and said that it was a bad thing to do.
No, absolutely not. Nobody in the media would ever talk smack about playing defensively, and certainly none of the other competitors would say that. I mean, come on. Why would you think that? This league should just be controller or movement legends. I mean, yeah, I think recons are largely kind of worthless in this mode. I'm not going to lie. Like, I don't understand what Seer offers you. Bloodhound's actually useful, Sparrow's useful, but I think Vantage is pretty bad. I think Seer's pretty bad. But at the end of the day...
Heights in play.
Yeah, but with height being banned, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
How much use does that sniper really give you, right?
Oh, no, yeah. I agree.
Jimena gonna go down to one shot.
Yeah, one shot. Wyatt's there for the trade, though. And he still has a lot of HP. Unfortunately, Donnie.
He has to reload, but he one-clips Johnny! Donnie got good damage, but he had to reload, and Wyatt was able to just beam him.
Donnie pushed on the reload, which isn't a bad thing. He did so much damage. You think, okay, I just gotta get the reload in mid slide here. Hopefully he doesn't turn around and just fucking one clip me. But that's the thing with Wyatt. He's an up close range demon. That's why he's always like, I'm double short range. This guy can one clip anyone. So,
but that's the real interesting part about when he does play BRs. He's running double short range, but you can only use one of those guns at a time. So how much does it really help you when you can one clip like he's doing right now? He gets another kill on the Nate, and Jimena able to clean up Donnie.
Yeah, just, you know, a good kind of split swing there to get both players into a 1v1. Wyatt wins that one, and then even though he dies, the trade is there to get them a 2-kill lead.
Brian, I believe there was an R9 class literally last game. He just swapped off of it. It was R9 PK, if I'm not mistaken, which was gross, but he swapped to the wingman scout.
I will say, I think his Volt's been hitting way harder than the R9.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little more consistent, right? So the R9, if you know, miss at all, you're not going to get that one clip, so.
And the range, just here, like, they're not able to, like, I feel like R9's so strong in VR because you're always running a 30-30 as your secondary.
Jimena, Wyatt, on the lower ground of this building. Nate on the height. Donnie gonna join him. Ultimately, there is no real ability in the Pancake's arsenal to try and climb up to this height, which is definitely, once again, another weakness that the Hush Puppies are exploiting in that comp. That said, it has not been a big problem so far.
Gaps or take height, and then nothing to... Oh my god, why big 113 damage? Now they're climbing to close this gap here. But nothing to, like, also just combat defensive characters. I feel like they don't have the most well-rounded kit. Donnie didn't ever drop off this height, and I don't know why you're really healing.
He did, but Donnie's able to win that duel.
Yeah.
Nate.
Wall, though, definitely at least get one hit.
Nate jumping in, gets the kill onto Jimena. It is a 10-11 game. The Hush Puppies inching ever closer.
Well, the Hush Puppies... Oh, yeah, sorry, my bad. I thought that they actually took the lead.
Scoreboard update, Wyatt with 8 kills, Jimena with 3, Donnie with 7, Nate with 3. Pretty similar damage across the board for both teams. Big damage coming out from Donnie. Nate with an interesting nade almost sticks onto Wyatt, is able to get 41 flesh health, but he jumps up to the height. That's a little confusing right there. I feel like when you see that flesh with the nade, you try to get over to that doorway. He tries, but he's going to get cracked this time. And Wyatt's able to get the kill with the Mastiff. We got another 1v1 going on for Jimena, and she's able to win it.
That was a crazy play. With Wyatt being as low as he is, I wonder if he told Jimena, like, I got this, because she swings out the door to help him, and he goes right, or goes left to fight Nate, and she goes right to stop Donnie on the flank. And Wyatt does win his one. So, that's pretty good. A crazy comment chat that I see, and I'm just reading this completely out of context. Brian, I am happy for you riding David, though. Riding David?
He's not wrong. Good analysis in the chat as well from Sweet Swiss. Cakes are the better straight-up fighting team. That said, the Puppies know how to find a small advantage because they know that's what it takes to win. I would agree with that analysis. When it comes to the straight-up fights, especially when they had that conduit in Game 1, we saw the Pancakes are really good. But when the Hush Puppies can use their abilities effectively, like we saw in Game 2, they can take control.
And that's what I was trying to even say before, is that, like, I feel like the Cakes are riding mostly off of, like, good fighting team, good mechanical ability from them. If they find a way to get characters that they could really abuse their abilities in these situations, they could be an unstoppable team.
Frodo McLongrod is Brian. Oh, no, I misread that. Sweet Swiss is David. Okay, what's up, David? I read that as, oh, is this David? No, this is David. There you go. As we looked away, the Hush Puppies did narrow that gap a little bit more with another 2-0 wipe. Nate having a pretty solid game here, as is Donnie.
Yeah, the Sentinel's being big for him.
Yeah. getting some good opening damage, especially with this kind of strat where they're playing that height. I mean, realizing that they have no abilities to try to close that gap, and also like the nades that you can get off spawn are pretty random, so getting an arc star or a thermite isn't really going to do much when it comes to trying to get him off that. It's definitely a smart strategy from the Hush Puppies.
Oh my god, he sees the toes, he gets the double crack. Oh, he's on Jimena. She's got to get out of the way. She just gets back inside, but now they're pushing in. He jumps, he goes for the back shots. Donnie gets taken 1 HP. The Q stuffs Wyatt, but he's able to get through. Can he find a kill here? He can't. And the Hush Puppies take the lead for the first time from some big shots and angles from Nate. Like the shots onto the toes. Did you see that? Did you catch that on broadcast?
I didn't get the first shot, but I did get the second one. And Nate
The toe
emoted.
shot was crazy. Oh my god. With that silver aura.
You can tell that Nate is feeling confident after those Sentinel shots. Those were definitely big. Opened up that fight completely. Donnie smartly gets hit by the Whistler, dumping his ammo out to get it off of himself quickly before they can push up off of it, which once again goes back to what you're saying. Wyatt kind of burning those Whistlers in not the greatest of positions. They're not impacting fights.
15-second cooldowns. Like, I almost feel like sometimes he's doing it just to be doing something, to like be poking at them constantly, but it's not necessary.
Yeah, and it's probably something that the Hush Puppies recognize because, like we talked about, they didn't ban the ballistic at all. They banned a character that wasn't even played. Wyatt gonna try to take a fight against Donnie, but Donnie beams him, and yeah, I was watching Jimena's POV when that started. She was batting. She wasn't even there, but she gets a big kill on the Nate, a 1v1 versus Donnie. Big crack with the 80, but she's not able to land the second shot. Donnie able to get the kill.
Narrow now.
Yeah, 16-14. The Hush Puppies 4 kills away from taking the 2-1 lead. Reminder, every single game counts towards your overall record this season. But winning that 2-1 for the individual series is certainly impactful. Definitely a confidence booster for whichever team is able to come out on top. Nate once again with some big shots from that Sentinel, and he's using that Revenant perfectly, closing the gap the moment that he gets a crack onto both players. Sure, they're going to be batted up by the time that you get there, but you're now right on top of them.
It just shows me that Donnie's character list is actually insane. Because like now I'm thinking that the Ash should have been, or the Revenant should have been banned, because he gets these cracks and he could jump, whereas the Ash is able to close that distance, but not as much. Like a fucking Rebel is better than an Ash port in its own for distance. So.
And listen, we got to give credit to Nate there, because Nate's the GM of this team. Nate is the one who ultimately,
I thought it was Donnie. My bad.
He did take Donnie in the second round. The only character he had on his roster by that point was the Ash, I believe. So ultimately, Donnie did help with some of these picks, but Nate definitely the early front runner for GM of the year, I would say, just off of the character comp alone.
Well, I hear all the teammates were picked in like the 5th round, which I think it's crazy to pick your teammate late.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that Nate got an absolute steal there in terms of selecting his teammate. That said, Brian also did snag David, I think in the 3rd or 4th, so he was able to get a really good player as well. Wyatt and Jimena once again both taking 1v1s, and Wyatt wins his. Jimena loses her. This is That's a very smart play from Donnie, because I was going to say this is a very crucial moment in this game. If Wyatt could find Donnie and get that kill, they'd be right there. But Donnie smartly just playing their lead.
Yeah, I don't think they should have went for the 1v1s. I wasn't watching Jimena. I was watching Nate, actually. And Wyatt does get lucky that Nate was trying to pop ult as he went for the climb up this time. And so Nate burns ult there. Wyatt kills him in the animation. The only thing is, like, he's not going to get that opportunity again. And, like, these climb ups aren't working for them. They got to find a way to get shots on them. And I think the best thing to do is, like what they're doing right now, is to climb up on the height from distance.
Yeah, I mean, really, we just got to talk about the Hush Puppies plan, man. I know we've said it multiple times, but the height and the single Sentinel from Nate is just putting in so much work for them, as is the Catalyst, the Rev to close these gaps off of these cracks. Nate willing to trade, but Wyatt gets the bat off last second. And he's able to get the kill. Donnie now in a 1v2.
Risky push. Donnie tried to shoot the Whistler off himself, which caused him to slow down his push. So, like, Donnie, I think, is doing a little bit too much thinking there. just get in there and do your best to fight with Nate. I don't know if he communicated that he wanted to shoot that off first. So Nate, I guess, is thinking we got big opening damage. Let's get in there. Instead, Donnie's like behind, trying to do his thing.
Yeah, that was very tough. Because honestly, if Nate was a little bit quicker, he definitely would have got that kill on a Wyatt. But that last second bat makes this game incredibly tight. Only a 1-kill lead. If we have a 2-for-1 trade, oh, a stick from Nate onto Wyatt. They've got to push off of this, and it hits both players. Big stun. Wyatt facing the truck. He's able to get the kill.
He gets Donnie though, and Jimena gets Donnie. She's able to back out. Where am I looking at? She's got a whole door right now.
It's half broken though.
Open.
I'm really surprised that Nate didn't try to go in there when he opened it, and then he opens it right now. Big opening damage.
And I can't lie.
And Wyatt now.
Wait. Wyatt can't die. Wyatt can't die.
Oh my gosh. Wyatt
oh my God,
ties
Wyatt!
the game at 19-19. He was only one shot. I just screamed way too loud. It's like midnight here. My roommates are probably pissed. But what a play from Bab. What did I just do?
That is crazy. Massive risk there. Donnie and Nate have been getting absolutely blessed with the spawns. The fact that they got another good spawn with Nate right there, and Jimena has no choice but to just die. And the fact that Donnie could get in though, or Wyatt could get in though and save this game. So I thought it was over right there. I really did.
It's 19-19. Anybody's ball game. The ballistic ult is going to be popped from Wyatt. That Sentinel, though, getting a big crack onto Jimena. They're very split right now. If they can find Wyatt beneath them, this could be wraps. Wyatt smartly going to try to back up using that speed boost to Jimena. And this game is intense, ladies and gentlemen. I have no clue how this one's going to play out because ultimately you know that the Hush Puppies are going to play on the height here.
Wyatt's trying to climb up on the backside of the height. He's got the Whistler down. Did it hit? It did not hit, but it did zone them off.
Did.
He drops back onto the low ground.
Nate misses a shot. Crucially, by the way, Nate has Revolt. He's got to use it in this fight. That's 75 extra HP. If he can allow for himself to be the bait, could win them this game. He's looking at the low ground, but we've got the pancakes climbing up to the height. Wyatt takes huge damage. Donnie's got to make that call out. Here comes the Revolt from Nate. Nate's going to push on the inside. The drop comes from Wyatt.
Back shots on Jimena. They got to lock down doors.
Oh, Nate, get in there. Nate is struggling to get inside the building. He's got the big damage, but he's got to reload. Nate gets cracked and the pancakes take the win. The pancakes take the win.
Pancakes. It was, wait, was it the...
Donnie got the kill, but Wyatt got it first. The pancakes win.
It was fucking so close. I was watching Donnie, and I was just watching the kill video. I saw red go up and then blue. I was trying to figure out which kill came first because I forgot what team was which color.
Nate got stuck on the window, and I think it just came down to the fact that Revenant is a tall character. I think Rev was a little too big for him, and he got stuck somehow, some way. We have to maybe go back and watch that because I'm not quite sure what it was that led to Nate not being able to get inside because he had free back shots onto Wyatt, wasn't able to get it, and Wyatt got the kill.
He had everything. Both were cracked. I can't believe that. The window's a pancake fan. The window's a paid actor.
The window's a paid pancake actor. This is incredible. Oh my gosh. Who would have thought that DMR week 2 would have come down to Revenant being slightly too tall? What a game, ladies and gentlemen. That is what DMR is all about. The Pancakes take the series 2-1, but reminder, every single game is going to go towards the overall leaderboard. So you'd rather at least lose 1-2 than get swept, because that one win for the Hush Puppies could be a good tiebreaker later in the season. We will have to see. I mean, what a series, Jumbo. What a series.
Oh, that was insane. We already got them jumping in the cord right now, so we can actually hop in if we want to ask them how they feel about the final moments of that game.
Did we win?
So, yes, the Pancakes won.
He won.
Y'all were able to get the kill literally mere seconds. If not, I don't even know if it was a full second between the kills. It was that quick. Nate, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Nate, I mean, talk us through that final play. It seemed like Revenant was just slightly too tall for the window. Is that what happened?
Yes, he was too tall.
Oh my God.
I'm going to kill myself.
I don't know if the Pancakes quite know what happened. Nate drops on the backside, Revolt and all. And Wyatt, he had free back shots on you. He tries to walk through the window, and Revenant is slightly too tall and prevented him from going inside. And that split-second delay led to you guys winning. Let's go to
Yeah,
the winning team
because-
here. Jumbo, throw him a question.
Just that Wyatt, for the first time in your life, being 5'6", actually really
Wow!
took a huge advantage.
Wow!
I saw Brian's message in the chat. I was gonna say, Wyatt, with how intense that final game was, walk us through what that final moment felt like and those things. Did you guys know you won, or were you guys waiting for this moment to find out?
I literally said, "Let's fucking go. I'm the best. Don't ever test me ever again." Immediately.
I was confused.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we won, and then David said no, the other team won. I was like, I don't think so, but yeah, I thought we had won from the jump. So yeah, you know, I feel like it was one hell of a game. My heart rate didn't really get above a certain level. I just felt like if you're gonna run towards me, I feel confident in myself, and that's no slight to the other boys there. I just feel pretty confident in myself. So yeah, I feel good. Jimena was losing a little bit there, and then I was like, listen, we're playing fine. We're playing good. And we got there. So feeling
That
good.
was going to be my second question, real quick, Jay, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
Say, after game 2, you know, a really formidable game, hard to, you know, push that Watson there. After you guys win game 1, you have that. Now you're on the ropes here, and you want to try to come out with 2-1 game. What were you thinking coming into game 3 after having to deal with, you know, that tough situation in game 2?
I think that knowing that Watson is her strong suit, I kind of was a little bit hopeful, especially because I love Skull Town and I'm actually pretty comfortable with Skull Town. I hate the way they play. I'm gonna be real honest with you. The way they play is something that goes completely against the way that I want to play and my natural wanting to play. Just a bunch of campers, you know, might as well set out fire out there, Don. But it's all right, you know.
Hey, you know
We
what?
did okay.
Actually, no, I'll let you finish. You finish first.
And I'm just not playing very well today, and Wyatt carried like he always does, and that's what he's known for. So I'm very happy to have an awesome teammate.